The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Chaco, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. It's good to see you here on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. I am so thrilled, stoked about today's conversation because we'll be talking to a queen who does magic with her hands. She transforms ordinary spaces into work of art. She's been in the creative space, particularly the interior design space, for the past decade, and I can't wait for her to share her story with us. I am Keminni Amanor. This is the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. Our show is brought to you by the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kids, and Kel Chaco. I'll be right back, and we'll meet a very, very prominent queen, phenomenal queen for this week.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel Kids.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids. Happy smile.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. The program is brought to you by the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel Kids, Kel 360, and Kel Chaco. My guest today is the founder and creative lead at Purple Square Interiors, Alisa Sowa. Queen, you're welcome to the PL Show.
I like that introduction.
Yes, I mean, everyone who comes here is a queen. And a
That's
little
wonderful.
later on in our discussion, you will find out why we call everyone a queen.
Okay.
Tell
Yes,
us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm that girl next door who's very simple, grew up in a very, simple family, 4 siblings, my parents, but with my cousins and, everybody in the same house. It was fun, and went to school at Archbishop Porter Girls, Sacramento School Complex, University of Ghana. So yeah, it's just being the basic Ghanaian girl growing up in Ghana, doing the usual.
You're from Kumewu,
Yes.
but you grew up in Tema.
Yes.
Tell us about growing up in Tema.
It was quite interesting. I had very strict parents. My dad, was a footballer, and he's the kind of dad that would literally walk you to school, make sure that you are in sport, you're doing the things that will make you active, and it was fun. It was fun, and then a bit boring at sometimes because you had your dad always checking, have you done your homework? Have you done this? Have you done that? It was like the regular Ghanaian child growing up.
Right.
Yes, nothing.
Would
out
you
of the
consider
ordinary.
yourself a daddy's girl?
Actually, I am. I am.
Talk to us about the relationship between you and your dad.
It's that kind of relationship where it's like a roller coaster kind of, Today we are the best of friends. The next day we are fighting. We don't talk to each other. And then give it a few minutes, it's like, into umbre.
You miss each other already.
Oh yeah, and it's a wonderful relationship. And every single, even today, I spoke to him before coming here. We're always on the phone. We're always talking, and he doesn't live here now. He lives in the UK.
Okay.
So it's like every time we're talking, and yeah, it's fun.
So we've talked about the dad. Let's talk about the mom. What's there to learn about your mother?
My mom, oh, drama. She is very funny. She's the kind of mother that you sit with and you would laugh your head off because everything that comes out of her mouth is funny. Even when she's insulting you, it's funny. And she's our chef. She is good at cooking, so we all took it from her. Okay,
Right.
maybe the 3 of us, which are the girls, we are very good at cooking because my mom, she can throw it down. She's very good.
Who do you think you take after?
A bit of both. A bit of both. For the cooking, my mom, and for the genetics, my dad.
Your dad.
Yes, because he looks very young.
Right.
And people are surprised when they see me and I tell them my secret, which is I have, 4 kids, and they're like, where? Because
How?
they can't see
We can't
it.
see that. Show us receipts.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the greatest times you've had growing up?
I think it was one time my dad, because I mentioned he was a footballer. He used to travel and we don't get to see him much. He came back to surprise all of us because we're not seeing him for like, I think, a year or 2. And when he came that day, it was Christmas. And then he came with customized stuff for us, like our faces on our jackets, on watches and stuff. It was the best day ever.
Amazing.
That a child, because we're excited about the fact that we're going to school with a watch with our face on it, and it was cool.
I can imagine.
Bragging point.
You've said twice that your dad was a footballer.
Yeah.
You want to tell us who he was?
Isaac Ayipe.
Oh, I see.
He used to play for Hearts of Oak, Lyon at some point. So I've forgotten the teams. I mean, that was a long time ago.
It's fine.
Goldfield, I think Kotoko at some point.
Right.
Yeah, so he was,
So do you think that it made you a bit sporty growing up?
Yes, it did.
Right.
It really did. And I actually enjoyed it because I've always loved that athletic, that kind of Serena Williams kind of physique, very toned, very structured. I've always loved that. And every time I see him, I'm thankful for that.
Right.
Because
So did you do some sports in school?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I used to be a footballer and, tracks, used to run for my school. Archbishop Porter Girls won a lot of awards and all that.
I see. Let's take a look at C2O segment where we see Alisa's life in pictures. Amazing pictures you've shared with us. But just a quick, we'll come back to the conversation. A quick reminder that the C2O segment is brought to you by the Kelkids toothpaste. It's strawberry flavored and it will give them a perfect taste, help them develop the attitude for the love of brushing their teeth. Kelkids toothpaste protects your child's gum, prevents cavity, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. So let's come back to those pictures that we saw. And the one that, perhaps predicted your future.
Well, which one would you say?
Oh, the one with the crown and the sash.
Oh, yes, that one, yeah. So I think...
When was that? I mean, like, what were you doing?
It was, I think the primary school I attended, Happy Home. It was in Ashaman.
Right.
Yes, and I was Miss Happy Home.
Oh, right.
Yes.
My sisters also went to Happy Home.
Oh,
at
they
some
did?
point. Yeah, because I grew up in Ashaman.
See?
Look at us. And I was telling you that I only remember you from my recent past. But listen, we could have crossed paths a long time ago. But as a growing child, what did you like to be? What was the dream for you then?
I wanted to be an air hostess or what you call a flight attendant right now. Yes.
Okay.
That was what my dream was because every time I heard my dad talk about his travels, I was excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to be in all the countries in the world and flying for free.
You forgot that you'd be working.
Kids,
Right.
You're thinking about the countries you'll be in and you're forgetting about the fact that you're going to be working, whilst going on these countries. But I didn't really think about it to be work. I thought it was like an opportunity to see different countries, engage with different cultures. Okay. And then, yes, a bit of work.
How did Miss Malaika come into the fray?
It's a very interesting story because the first time they did the audition, it was the year Melissa, I think, won. And I was part of the whole auditioning and everything. Then I get to the final 10. I told you my dad was very strict. So he's in London and he calls. Matisse so TV show be. I'm like, oh, a beauty pageant. So who TV so I no. And I was like, but you're there, I'm here. You can't do anything. But the fear or the reverence you have for your father. So I was like, you know what? I'm bowing out.
Okay.
So I came out and then, I was like, I can't do it because my dad says I can't do it. And then I was off. Then the next year came, which was the year that we took part. I was there and I got a call from Mr. Iola and he's like, you know what? I think you should do this. I really believe you can win. So you should do this.
Right.
So I didn't even go through the auditions, nothing. They had their 9 and then they called me to be part of the 10.
Right.
Now here's the secret. I did not tell anybody. I didn't tell
No one at home?
No, nobody. No, my mom, nothing, nobody. Before they saw it, I was on TV.
Wow. How did they take that?
So, okay, my dad was upset. He was furious, called several times, complained. I was like, you know what?
You're already there.
Yeah, I can't come out. Now I'm here. So you might as well just suck it up,
I like how you're putting it now.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that's how you felt then.
Actually, I did because
You did?
yes, I'm one person. When I feel something, it usually tends to happen,
Right.
and I go for it without, let me say, people's approval. So whether you like it or not, I'm still going to do it anyway.
Doing it, yeah.
And I do it mostly to prove people wrong. That if you don't believe in me, I believe in myself.
Right.
So I'm not going to wait for you to tell me what you think I should do with my life and with my destiny, because I think God speaks to me directly. So if it has to do with my destiny, yes, I respect you as my father or the authority in my life, but I'm not going to let you, stop me from being what I have to be.
One of the things I read about you is, how involved God is in your life. So you talk about it all the time.
Ooh.
Where do you think you got that from and why?
Again, my dad.
The same person you were using that again.
Yes, because he brought us up in that very spiritual home. I started fasting at the age of 9.
Right.
Not your regular 6 to 12. I did a whole dry fast, 5 days just on water.
Right.
We wake up at midnight, we pray, throughout the night. So it's from him, we go to church together every time. He's, the foundation. He built that foundation for us to be able to pick up and then grow up with. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any conflict then doing the beauty pageant back then?
I didn't because, like I mentioned, I felt in my spirit that I had to be
was it
there.
for you.
Yes, I had to be
That
there.
was your path.
Yes, I
at the
really
time.
felt I had to be there because I knew something was going to come out of it. I didn't know what was going to come out of it, but I knew that I had to be there for something.
Okay.
And
All right.
when I went in there, I think I saw what it was.
Okay. You were in the competition for how long?
Throughout. So we did the whole thing, went to South Africa. I think we were the first to go to South Africa.
Okay.
And I was like, you see, I had to
told
travel.
I'm not the flight attendant.
Exactly. And my team was the first to travel.
Right.
So I was like, if I hadn't gone, I would have missed out on this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I hadn't traveled before. So it was like a very fun experience for me.
opportunity
Oh,
for
it
you.
was.
And then at the end of the competition, you were first runner-up.
Yes.
Right. So at this point, had you roped in your daddy yet?
Not yet. So I got the chance to be the face of Argo magazine right after the pageant, right? And then he goes, I'm sure, grocery shopping. And then on the magazine stand, he sees his pretty queen. With the kente, my grandmother's kente.
He was in the UK at the time?
Yes, yes, he was there. And then he calls my mom, says, me who map now on magazine. And my mom was like, I don't know. He was like, oh, sir, okay, fine. I was like, okay, so you see, he bought literally everything on that magazine stand that had my face on it, went around all his friends' homes, started distributing, okay, this is my daughter, this is my daughter, this is my daughter, literally doing, going from home to home, just sharing everything out. And when he called me later on, he was like, okay, I now understand why you did what you did.
I see.
Yes.
You're watching the Kel Toothpaste PL show. My guest today is Alisa Sowa. When we come back, we'll delve into her professional life. Don't go away.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm fat Missy Wayne.
Repacho Bantama.
Matthias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia. Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan.
Ile ko saying. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see feeling when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy.
Michelle say. Fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel chocolate toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL show. Alisa Sowa is my guest. We'll meet her again in a bit. But right now, let's go into her professional life. And we'll start with this video. Take a look at 360.
Alisa Sowa is Creative Lead and Chief Executive Officer at Purple Square Interiors. A career that merely began as a hobby gradually developed into a business entity, making her one of the most sought-after interior designers in the industry. Having designed and decorated numerous projects spanning across different regions in the country, the demand for her skills continued to skyrocket. With over 10 years' experience in the industry, she brings to the table a wealth of knowledge and technical know-how that creates living spaces that are not only functional but also simply breathtaking.
I really like what I saw. I can't keep my space like that, but I guess that's why we have professionals like
Exactly.
you. The 360 segment is brought to you by the Kel 360 toothpaste. Now, the Kel 360 toothpaste is something you can use for the entire family. It's got the mint flavor and is suitable for kids above the age of 6 years old. It will protect your gum and keep your teeth white. It's FDA approved. You can rely on the quality. It's also another product from Samara Company Limited, Kel 360 toothpaste. Happy smile. How did interior decor begin for you?
I think in my home, I got bored easily, you know, so literally every year I was changing the decor. And then my husband's friends come in like, you, why? What's wrong with you? Like literally every year we come to your house, you change it. I'm like, yeah.
I heard somewhere that in 6 years you have done 5 changes.
Yes. I was bored. I just got bored every time. My kids would come back from school and like, oh, mommy again.
Where did I put that?
I just kept on changing because I got tired of it. And I didn't know at that time I had it in me, you know. And this was way past my, 20s. I didn't even know.
Right.
So I was just doing it for my home. And then my husband's friend comes in and it's like, I think I have a job for you. And I'm like, okay, I'm curious. I want to know. And then he says, okay, a friend of his wants to, you know, do up his home and he wants to introduce me. I'm like, yeah, okay, fun. Let me go do this. I knew I had it in me, but I didn't know to what extent I could take it. So I was like, let me just give this a try. And then funny enough, it was a very big person. So he gives me the contract, I put the place together, do his living room, and then he comes back from his travels and he's like, wow, where have you been all my life? And I'm like, I didn't even know I was here.
That's an interesting way to answer that question. So that was the first job.
That was the first job.
And then Purple Square took off.
So Purple Square didn't start immediately.
Okay.
I had my twins afterwards, and then I was sitting at home one day and I was asking myself, what am I doing with my life? You know, because I had a baby shop at that time, but I felt that was not me. There's more to me than going to sit in a big shop and then sell baby clothes. Okay. So this is where the spiritual part comes in, because I'm like a fire in that altar room. I went on my knees for 6 months, 12 midnight till about 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. I prayed. I was like, God, there's more to me. I know there's more to me because I can feel it. What am I supposed to do with my life? And then one day a friend of mine from Dubai comes. She's like, let's have lunch. You know, I've not seen you in a while. I'm like, okay, let's go. We go for lunch. And then I see another TV personality. She's a friend of mine. She's like, I've been looking for you after Malaika, you disappeared. You should do something in, media. I'm like, I've been thinking about it. Then she goes, why not a show?
Right.
I'm like, yeah. So I go home, I'm like, do I do a baby show? Do I do this show? Do I do that show? And then I heard a voice, do a decor show.
Wow.
I'm like, decor show, I don't know, how am I going to do it? So I decided to watch all the international ones and just see what they do and how they go about it. And then she mentions there's sponsorship, there's this, there's that. I'm like, you know what? Once God has said it, I know He's going to provide. So I put a concept together, proposal, everything, all by myself. And then I start going to people's offices.
And I also read that you didn't have a pilot either.
No, I didn't. So I just go to the offices, nicely dressed, because you are dressed by how you dress. So I go there nicely dressed. I'm like, I want to see your boss. They're like, oh, no. I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming alone, no. I'm coming with God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you would allow me to see them. And for some weird reasons, I get to meet all the CEOs. And then I tell them about the show, and they're like, yeah, we want to do it. Trasaco has never sponsored any show in Ghana, literally, at that time.
Right.
And for them to come on my show, a show that did not have a pilot, that has not been done before, it was unheard of. But there was something back in it. And then we started, and before we know it, it took off. My space with Lisa was like a huge success.
And at this time, you still didn't have Purple Square?
No, I didn't.
But you were doing jobs on the
Yes,
side.
I was.
But the main thing now was My Space with
My
Lisa.
Space with Lisa.
So My Space with Lisa ran for a while.
Yes, it
before
did.
the All Girls talk show.
Exactly.
So talk to us about.
The All Girls talk show came before My Space.
Before My Space.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. So between that show and My Space, what was happening within that period?
So I had the baby shop, like
That's
I mentioned.
when the baby shop
so
was.
I had the baby shop, and I still had the TV show, Meet the Girls. So I do my shop from Monday to Friday.
And then you
and
do
then
Meet the Girls.
Yes, on Saturday.
So then
and
you
Sunday.
already had some experience with television.
Yes, I did.
And then you did MySpace.
Yes.
How well did MySpace do?
Very well, actually, because it became the show to look out for, because at that time, interior design was now getting on people's interest. How do I even put it? Like, people were now getting interested in it, so they were watching international shows, and to have it here
locally,
exactly, and with things that you could relate with, made it a huge success. And every time we saw the TV rating, yes, you had people always watching our show.
Right.
Yes. So they even brought it, I think, right after the news on Saturdays or
see.
Sunday. One of them was the watched periods. Yeah.
I see. When did Purple Square begin?
While MySpace was going on.
Okay.
So it was through that I came up with Purple Square.
Okay.
Yes.
How long have you had Purple Square now?
I think we're going on 10, or we're in 10. Yes,
You're in 10.
Yes.
Starting a business off the ground. What was it like for you?
So for starters, people felt like, okay, you are just all talk until you're done with the work. And people don't want to pay your worth because they didn't really understand the space. So there was a period for quite a while that you were doing the job because of the passion and not because you were really getting anything out of it, you know. And I knew that at some point it was going to do well. But for the starters, I'm just going to do it and let people know how good I am at it. And eventually they would see my worth and they would pay me my worth, you know, yes.
And eventually that did happen.
It did happen.
How would you say Purple Square Interiors has evolved over the years?
Ooh, it's been one interesting ride. Very interesting. Even with a name, people are like, why Purple Square? And I'm like, do you know what purple means? Purple means royalty. Royalty in every sense of the word.
Right.
You know, and when you see the shape square, right? You know, you can turn it in any way to suit any shape you want it. So I was like, royalty, because we want our clients to feel like royals. And then obviously it comes from the Bible as well. So I decided to go with that name. And we started, you tell clients, okay, I'm going to charge you this amount for this work. And they're like, hey, what do you know, like, why am I going to pay this amount for it?
When I can just put finishing in my own room.
I can do it myself. It's not just painting and putting chair here and there. And I'm like, no, there's an art to it. You know, there's something about a professional coming to do the work that you would never ever see because you don't have that creative mind, you know. Everybody has their talent and their space in which they thrive. So allow people who have the talent to do it. Yeah.
And now the industry is really big. People are now aware that if you have that talent, you could actually make money from it. So there is some sort of competition, isn't
well, yes.
And no, maybe.
Yeah, because people are doing it because they think they can do it.
Okay.
I can't be a carpenter because I see somebody putting a nail and, you know, wood together. No, it is innate. These things are not some things you can learn. It has to come from within. When I stand here, I can create a whole design in my mind, you know, and by the time we're done, it looks exactly like how I pictured it. Sometimes there are times when my workers, they're like, oh, but this is nice. I'm like, no, let's change this. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then when it's all done, they're like, oh.
How many of them do you have now?
Ooh, 20.
Wow. And you started with just you?
Yes.
You were the only employee?
Yes.
And you have 20 now?
Yes.
That's growth.
By God's grace, yes.
What do you do for fun?
Okay, I like to travel a lot.
Okay.
Yes, I travel a lot.
I see.
And I like to just chill with friends, you know, just hang out, go for dinners and stuff.
Here and there, live the soft life.
Well, who doesn't like it?
So we'll take a pause on our conversation and then we'll take a look at your DIY segment.
Sure.
Here's the DIY segment.
Today, I'm going to be showing you, you know, a little trick, or what do I say, a little tip on how to make your space feel very welcoming, you know, when you have guests coming over. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to place my mats where I want them to be. First, your big plates. Okay. I wanted something that will still show the character of my mat. So I chose a plate that was transparent so you could still see everything underneath it. Then your soup bowls, right? Okay, there it goes. Water glass first, and then you have your wine or champagne glass. Now we're going to place our cutlery. I chose a rust gold because I wanted it to complement my plate, and as you can see, I have the gold rim around my plate. There are so many ways you can place your napkins, but I chose this design because I kind of feel it's cute and it adds a bit of color to whatever we've done here. So I wanted something that will, you know, add that, what would the French say? The je ne sais quoi to the entire thing, yeah? And I thought this was going to be cute. I'm going to show you how to do it. You start from, you know, where the tag is, and then you fold. And make sure by the time you're done, this should be tucked away nicely inside. And once you're done, you just bring everything to the center, okay, like so. Right, now you see, I have my little fan, but to keep it tight, I'm going to use this, just add a bit of greenery, and then also it has that natural rattan thing to it, which obviously complements my placemat. You have to put a bit of thought to everything that you're doing because it's all in the detail. So you see, very simple, cute, and you place it right here in your soup bowl. So there you have it, a simple table setup. Just put that little touch to make the place feel very welcoming. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. It's been great.
Awesome. You make it look easy, but I know I can't do it. I can't do anything.
That's
like
what I
that.
thought you.
The DIY segment is brought to you by the Kel Charcoal Toothpaste brand. It is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kel Charcoal Toothpaste will give you good fresh breath, whiter teeth, it will reduce dental plaque, it will make your gum strong, it will prevent cavity, and it will also deal with your hangover breath. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste is recommended for adults and children above the age of 6. Another product from Samara Company Limited, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Happy smile. So, you were not always a Sowa?
No.
Okay. What were you before a Sowa?
IUP.
Tell us about becoming a Sowa.
Oh, that one. So, here am I on Miss Malika doing my thing, having my fun, and there was this young man, who had just returned from the UK, and he was watching the show. So he tells his friends, I'm going to marry this girl. Yes, the power of words. Yeah, so they thought like, oh, yeah, right. Where are you going to see her? Because he just came back from the UK. He followed me everywhere the show was taking place. We went for some show a cooking show at Labadi, not knowing this guy was lurking around all the time. I didn't even see him.
You didn't know?
No.
This person existed.
I did not know. And the guy is light-skinned. I never even saw him. It was after the show. We went for 1,000 and something laps. I think that was the first one they did. And here I am on the phone. It was we had that midnight call thing, So I was, free night calls. Yes, so I was on the other end, blasting my ex at that time. At the corner of my eye, I see him and his friends standing there. He kept on looking, so it made me, look at him. I was like, okay, he's kind of cute. After I was done with the call, he comes in, he's like, oh, hi, my name is Jeff. I would like to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, what?
Whatever.
He's like, oh, I would love to take you home after the show. I'm like, no, it's okay. Somebody's taking me home. Then he was like, okay, then let me just have your number and then I'll call you. And yeah, he calls, he comes home, takes me out for lunch, and yeah.
And it's been forever since then.
18 years.
What? 18?
Yes.
Wow, congratulations. That's a long time. I'll be there on the 20th. Yes. What's the future like for Pebble Square Interiors?
Getting bigger than Ghana. Doing works. Actually, we have started. We've had works in Dubai and all that. But we hope to do works all over the world because where God is taking us, it is supposed to be a global brand. So yes, we're building ourselves to that point where we will be recognized as a global brand. So we pay particular attention to our details, and everything that we put together has to have that international look and finish to it. Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
But before we let you go, we've got a present for you from our sponsors.
Okay.
And we've got everything in here that we everybody in the family would have something in here.
Okay.
We've got the Kale charcoal toothpaste. We've also got Sasso mosquito repellent. We've got the spray and the coil from our sponsor, Samara Company Limited.
Thank you.
So we are very thrilled that you came.
Thank you for
Consider
having me.
this our little token of appreciation.
Thank you.
But this is what I want to give you. This one is close to my heart.
Okay.
Because for every queen that you're already a queen, so for every queen that comes here, we'd like to give them a symbol of our presence in their lives, a symbol of appreciation to tell them that you have achieved a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are looking up to you, and we look forward to you achieving more. And us celebrating you.
Definitely.
So we celebrate you.
Thank you
for all
so
that you
much.
have done. It's got your name there. So.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Ooh, my very own PL show.
Yes,
plug.
please. So put it at Purple Square.
Yeah.
In your office.
I will.
So that sometimes when it gets really hard, you look at it and then you are reminded that you are a queen.
I am.
Thank you for coming, Alisa.
Thank you so much for
Alisa,
having
if you
me.
were to say something to young people out there, particularly young women who have heard you and are impressed and want to walk the path, what would that be?
We live in a world where there's so much noise everywhere on social media. Everywhere is so much noise. To be able to know who you truly are, you have to go back and just have silence around you. That's the only way you can hear the voice of God. Because in the space of noise, God doesn't speak. He speaks when it's quiet, because his voice is very still. My mantra is silence is golden. Why do I say that? Because God speaks to people in silence. And if you want to know who you truly are, you have to hear it from the one who created you.
Right.
Avoid the noise.
Avoid the noise.
Go back. Just spend time with him. It took me 6 months in prayer to get to know that I'm an interior designer. I never knew about that. And it took me, 20 years of my life to get to know. If I had known this earlier, I'd have been cashing now,
Yeah, a very long time ago.
Yeah, but nothing is too late.
Yeah, nothing is too late. That's
Avoid
really
the noise.
important.
Yeah, nothing is too late.
Avoid the noise.
Yeah.
Nothing is too late.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for sharing your wisdom with us and
Thank
your
you.
life as well.
Thank you.
Alisa Sowa has been my guest today on the Kel Toothpaste PL show. If you missed the show, remember that you can watch it on YouTube. Just search PL show and it will be up there. You can watch all the other episodes, including this one who streamed live on our YouTube page. My name is Keminni, and I will be back again with another awesome queen on the Kel Toothpaste PL show. The Kel Toothpaste PL show is brought to you by the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kids, and Kel Charcoal. Bye-bye.